My heater control unit does not work, or it does work, but the display does not work. So I got to take out the trim to be able to take out the head unit. And see that it doesn't work. I can turn, you can hear the fan, but there is no display. And to remove the display, to remove this trim cover, there are 4 tabs along this trim. 2 are going to be here or on the side here, because I've done this before. I just can't remember where they're located, so it's either going to be here, and there's 2 more here. And if I remember correctly, there's nothing on the bottom hooking it up. So you just need some kind of pry tool, and gently go behind the trim and pry up. So there's 2 here, so the head unit stays attached to the trim, and the 2 clips are on the top. There's 1 here and 1 here. That means there's the other clip, if I remember correctly, is on the side here, and the stereo stays attached to the frame of the car. And there is the removal of the heater control unit for a Chrysler 300M, and I think it's going to be the same for any it's called the LHS body from late 90s to early 2000 series Chryslers. And the head unit, there are small screws holding the head unit to the trim panel of the car. And there's 4 there, and once those 4, actually 4, there's more than 4. Looks like there's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then that should take this out. You got to unclip the, there's only 1 harness connecting the heater control. And just push in the clip and pull out the connector. And let's see if I can do this. They never make these things easy to come out. And that's how you take out the harness wire. Just got to remove the screws. 532s or 4mm will work. Six screws, and this will just come off. trim piece. We have to get to the circuit board, which is on the other side of this steel face, and we're gonna have to take out 1, 2, 3, 4 Phillips screws. That was 4 screws, and there is a spacer in this one. So upside of the motor and this hole, there's a spacer. If I can stop hitting the camera, spacer. Don't lose it. And let's try it out of the way. Feels like it's, oh, it just comes out like that. And this should just lift up. And what we need to do is get on the other side of this circuit board. And if you ever have any of these lights fail, just got to replace one of the 4 or all 4 of these. These are screw-on little mini lights. And there's only though one screw holding this in. Now best to be pulled out. And this comes up. And those are the lights for the display for the control buttons. And what we need to do is for the actual display, this is the display, is in the top corner here is resolder these SMD, I don't even know what they are, but they control the display. Did it once before, but I think I did a crappy job of soldering. So I'm going to redo these. And all I need is one of these to go bad, and none of them will work. And you just got to solder, if I can get it and zoom in here. See if I can get good lighting on here. Let's see. So you got 1, 2, 3 components to resolder the ends. And I think my bad one is this one, but I'm going to redo all 3 of them. Now you need flux. I'm just using some plumber's flux. paste, whatever you want to call it. Cleans and fluxes, or whatever. My cheap soldering iron and some leaded solder wire. Leaded is easier to melt and takes no time to heat it up and melt it on the joints. But I'm just gonna tin the tip and just touch the tip onto the pads. Now it's best to use flux and use anything that you can, any liquid for plumbing, and just gonna apply with a brush, and just you can clean it up after if you're gonna make a mess with it with some alcohol, but just try to get it on the joints. And all we're gonna do is re-melt the lead, or the solder. So this is the flux. So I'm applying flux. Okay, I don't know what I said now. Did I say flux or solder in the beginning? So this is the flux, and you're sorry with the camera. And you're gonna put flux on the 6 pads. 6 pads. You're going to re-tin and re-melt the solder that's on there. And I'm just using my cheap, I'm really zoomed in here, so I'm just using my cheap soldering iron. Just going to re-tin the tip and get some and just re-tin the trying to do this with the camera in the way and trying to re-tin it to show you guys, but as you can hear in the background, I'm hitting everything. So just going to re-tin that. Doesn't take much when you got some flux on it. You want nice and shiny is good. And I think this was my bad one from before, but I'm going to do them all. That's all it needs. I'm saying, as I said, flux is very important in this stuff. Let it cool off. And it's going to redo this one a little bit more. If it looks dull, it's probably a bad joint. So if you can get it to be shiny, and the next thing I'll show you is see if it works or not. Okay, now I'm going to plug that in. I'm going to try without the motor plugged in, just like this. Not sure if it's going to show up on camera. We're just going to put it on till the lights come on. And I don't know if you can see that, but it lights up. And the problem is these get hot and that's why they keep the screws up the solder joint. So I don't know if you can see that, but it's lit up. Now just to put it back together, reverse of the removal procedure, and you're done. Okay, just to confirm that it's working, you can see it better with the screen in the front. Turning on the key, and let's just turn it on, and there it is, working display. There you go. Thanks for watching. Take it easy.